Hey, welcome. I'm going to show you how to configure secure RDP using a Windows Bastion host. This is a Google Cloud self-based lab. This is a challenge lab. For this challenge lab, we just need to complete a series of tasks within a limited time period. So there's no step-by-step instruction available. We just being given a scenario and a task. We have to figure out how to do it, right? Okay, let's start it. Here are the topics they're gonna test us. First of all, they need to create a new VPC. I'm gonna mark it down over here. So first of all, I have a web board available over here. So I'm gonna draw a GCP environment here, or drawing. Here's the GCP, Google Cloud Platform. GCP stands for Google Cloud Platform. So we are required to create a new VPC. Right? Create a new PC to host the secure production Windows services. Just mark it down. And we're gonna need to create a Windows host to connect to the subnet in a new VPC, right? One new VPC, one subnet. Create a new host, internal only host. I'm gonna mark it down. Internal only host. There's the internal interface available to this subnet. Right. And we needed to create a Windows Bastion host, which is a jump box. I'm gonna draw over here. Right, jump box. This guy have the internal access network interface. This is also connected to these subnets. However, this guy have external internet access, will be netted to the internet. So we're going to draw internet here. Right. We need to configure firewall rules to enable management of the secure Windows host from the internet using the Bastion host as a jump box. I'm gonna mark down the firewall rules here. Firewall rules. Use green from the internet to the jump box. It's firewall. We're gonna make it a name. Allow RDP. Right. Here is the setup steps. Pretty straightforward. I'm gonna skip this for now. We'll get back later on. Here's the challenges scenarios. Your company has decided to deploy new application services in a cloud, and your assignment is developing a secure framework for managing the Windows services will be deployed. You needed to create a new VPC network environment, which we marked on the web board already, for the secure production Windows service, right? Production servers must initially be completed, isolated from external networks. That means this guy need to be isolated, right? That means this guy need to be isolated. Okay. So in order to access this, since this is being isolated, you need to access it, right? We need a Bastion host or a jump box that can be accessed from the internet. to access this guy, right? So through RDP, the Bastion host should only be accessible via RDP from the internet. Should only be able to communicate with other compute instances inside a VPC network using RDP. And this guy can access this guy through the RDP as well. This RDP. Okay. So your company also have a monitoring system running from the default VPC network. Let's say there's a monitoring system. Right, through the default network. So get them connected together. This is a default network. Default VPC and default network. This is the second NIC card created on the two boxes. Right. Here are the challenges. Deploy the secure Windows machine that is not configured for external communication inside a new VPC subnet. Then deploy the Microsoft IaaS server on that secure machine. Basically, what they ask us to do is we need to, I'm going to use this one. They want us to no external access. No external access. And they want to configure IaaS on this machine. Two tasks here, right? Two challenges here. No external access and our IaaS, right? No external IaaS to two tasks. So here, two challenges. Here's the tasks. The key tasks are listed below. One, create a new VPC network with a single subnet, which we marked it down here already. And create a firewall rule that allows external RDP traffic to the Bastion host. We did this over here, right? And deploy two Windows servers that are connected to both VPC network and default network, which is what did this, right? Create a virtual machine that points to start. This is not related. Configure firewall rule. This is also not related. This is misleading. So you can just like ignore this one. Create a VPC network. How to create a VPC network, right? We'll go through later on. We need to, they need to give exactly the name of the VPC network. We can mark it down. This VPC network called secure network. Right, then create a new VPC subnet, also called inside secure network. We give it the same name. Give it the IP range 10.34 1.0/24, right? Once the network and the subnet have been configured, then we need to configure firewall rule allow inbound RDP traffic, TCP port 3389 from the internet to the Bastion host. That will give it a name, firewall, port, TCP port. Oh. TCP port 3389 for RDP access. This rule should be applied to the appropriate host using network tags. So we're going to use a network tags, right? We give a tag RDP. both, right? Because this is number 1, the number 2. Both are needed RDP access, so we give this guy RDP as well, tag as well, right? Okay, so deploying your Windows instances and configure user passwords. We need here's the here's the name, instance name, VM secure host, and mark it down. We need this information to create it. This is a different color. Give the name. This is VM secure host, right? With the two Nikkei interfaces where we draw it on in a webboard already, and configure first the interface with an internal only connection to the new subnets, and a second network with the internal only to the is a totally secure isolated server, right? Both are internal only. So install a second Windows 2016 server instance called a VM Bastion host. Give a name. VM Bastion host. Okay. With two network interfaces, configure the first network interface to connect to the new VPC subnet. This is first one. First one. This is the first one. And the second. Ephemeral public access, and second network interface with an internal only connection to the default VPC network. This is the internal only. This is with the external access, we marked it down in the diagram. So this is the jump box or Bastion host. So after the Windows instance has been created, create a user account, reset password, blah blah blah, right? This is we need to use the name and the region, right? Region, we pay attention to this one later on. We're going to use US Central 1-A, and the username and this app-admin. There's the gcloud command we're going to use it later on. Okay. Okay, then we're going to connect the secure host and configure in IIS, Internet Information Server. So this guy need to be configured, right? IIS server. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, you need to click on Start Lab. Make it a little bit bigger, the display. So they're gonna say how to set everything up. This is running. I show you each step so to verify they're being done correctly. So I'm gonna go through how to set everything up, right? First of all, we need to log in. So this has been prepared. We need to open Google Console. We're gonna open another tab, right? And we need to copy the username, password from here. Copy username. Okay. Now copy the password. Okay. We accept welcome to your new account. Confirm. accept, agree, and continue. And I turn on the cloud shell. Continue. Make it bigger. Okay, so I think we're ready. First of all, we're gonna get back here. I think we're went through all those steps already. So we're gonna go ahead to start our challenges. So we need to create a VPC network with a single subnet. Let's go ahead and do it. Go to GCP console and VPC networks and VPC networks. From here, we click on create a VPC network. Give a name. Secure network, right? And copy this one. Secure network. Give a new subnet to create one subnet in this network. Also, we call it a secure network. Choose a region, US Central 1. Give an IP address. IP range, IP address range 10.34.1.0/24. All right. I click on done, and then create. Okay, it's been created, so we're gonna go back to check or set up. New non-default VPC has been created. Let's check. Yeah, it shows points are 15. And do another one. The new VPC contains a new non-default subnet within it, which we did, right? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead to create a firewall rule to allow 3389. Let's do it. We click into this secure network. We're gonna click on the firewall rules. So we didn't see any firewall rules associated to this VPC subnet. We're gonna add a firewall rule to this subnetwork. Give name RDP. All right. So we're gonna do specific target tags. We do RDP. IP ranges, any IP 0.0.0.0/0. All right. Give it TCP port 3389. We click on create. See, it is being created. All right. I'll get back to check the process here. Yep, we earn 15 points here. Next one, we're gonna do a Windows compute instances with a VM Bastion host. All right, exists that has a public IP address to which the TCP port 33895 firewall rule applied. We're gonna do this one. Windows Server. Go back. Click on the menu and Compute Engine, VM instances. So from here, this lab monitor is pre-configured monitoring server. So don't touch it. From here we're gonna click create an instance. Give a name. VM Bastion host. Here's the region, zone. We go ahead to choose machine type. I would like to choose like a 2 virtual CPU, 7.5 the GP memory. Okay. We need to change the boot disk. So we go with Windows Server as required by the lab guide, and we go with 2016 data center. Increase the size to 150 GB, and I select this one. Bastion host. This is and we need to click on management security disk network sole tenancy for networking. I'll give a network tag, right? RDP. And we need to configure the NAT cards. First NAT card, we want to be in a secure network. This one have the external IP, right? Ephemeral external, so we're good with this one. Okay, click done. This one has another NAT card, so to connect to the default network internal for the monitoring purpose, right? We need to add a network interface here. Choose default, right? Here's the default subnetwork. This one has no external IP because it is private. Click none. Click done. Click okay, so we ignore this one. You click create. So this has been created. We're gonna go ahead to check. Yep, we got this 20 points, and then we're gonna move on to Windows compute instance called a VM secure host. This is the internal server. This one has no public IP address, so then go ahead to create another instance. Give a name, which is a VM secure host. And I choose the region and zone, US Central 1 and US Central 1A. I'm going to change the machine type to N2, N1, standard 2. And I'll change the image. Operating system, we go with the Windows Server. I'm going to choose Windows Server 2016 data center. 150G, make it bigger, looks better. And then we click on the net management security disk networking sole tenancy. So we click on networking, we give our network tag RDP, and we need to create a there are two NIC cards, right? First NIC card, we need to connect it to a secure network. This guy has no external IP. Make it a private, totally internal server, right? And click done. And then we need to add another network interface, which is connected default network. This guy also there's no external IP. Click done. Click create. Okay, this one being created. Let's get back to check. Yeah, we got a points already. Right. It's cool. Then we're gonna move on to the last step, which is a VM secure host. Is running Microsoft IIS web server. We need to configure IIS web server software on the internal server. In order to do that, we need to figure out how to get access to the Bastion host, which is the command we're gonna use. We go to PowerShell. You run those command. This is gonna reset the Windows password. Why? So we're gonna do the same thing to the internal server. Just need to change the name of the internal server. Need to get back to check the name of it. VM secure host. Right. Tap Y. So the instance may not be ready for use. We're gonna wait a little bit. We'll get back to this later on. Now we're gonna get the external IP from this Bastion host. I need to RDP to it. See, the internal host that has no external IP, configured here. From here, I'm gonna tap in remote desktop. Okay, and post the IP. All right. A different account. So I'm gonna use the password, username and password created here. Here's the password. Right? I'm gonna copy this one. Give the username. App admin. Give a password. Okay, we're in here. So I'm gonna do this one again. Try to run this command again while we're waiting to loading that one. Yep. Yeah, get for the internal box the password and the username, which is okay. So we're gonna see the next step. We can from the Bastion host, we need to run mstsc. Let's do it. From here. mstsc. Yeah. So from here, we run remote desktop connection from to the IP. We need to get the IP address, internal IP of this guy, 10.34.1.3. Right, connect. I know the password is that, we need to check the username and password from the Cloud Shell. Here's the password. App admin is the username. Let's get back. App admin. The password. Okay. Yes. Now from the Bastion host, we're hopping over to the internal server. So then we can go ahead to install IIS per the requirement. So we'll see. It takes a while to load. And okay. Click no. Nope. Loading server manager. Make our life easier. You see the server information, right? Okay. From here, we can add rules and the features. Still loading. So from here, we're gonna click on add rules and the features. Click next. Click next. Click next. From here, we choose Windows Web Server IIS add features. Click next. Click next. Next. And next. Just next. And we're going to install. It takes a while to install. After this, we'll get back to the to the lab to see where we are. Hopefully after this everything's okay. Go ahead to have finish the lab. Okay, it shows done, right? So we're gonna succeed on VM secure host. We'll click close. We'll get back to this here to check if it's done. We'll run step. Yeah, see, assessment complete, done. It shows 100%. So we're gonna, looks like we get this lab fully set up, and we're gonna review everything again with you. We'll get back to the web board and review everything. So you're gonna make the web board available. Here we go. right? So basically we have, I'm going to use different colors here. We have, one new VPC network we created here, right? And we have two hosts. One is a jump box, one is internal only. The jump box is accessible through the internet. We have a, let's say we have a server, we have a host sitting in the internet. They need a RDP, right, to access the jump box. And then from the jump box, they need to access the internal server also through RDP. As long as they have the access to the internal server, they need to install, IIS on it, right? So the monitoring system, just just let me show you where it is. They have a monitoring, lab monitoring as well. Also, this guy sitting in a default network as well, in order to monitor your process, right? Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching. I wish this video gonna help you if you see the similar lab in your real job. Really appreciate your time. Thank you again. Bye for now.